Doing Jazza, you all good, mate?
Well, good, Josh.
Nice one. Well, I appreciate you giving me some of your time today. Obviously, yeah, you got this really good fight with Anthony Cacace coming up. But obviously before that, you were supposed to fight out in Saudi Arabia against Tasumi. So yeah, initially, how sort of frustrating was that to learn that your fight was cancelled? Because obviously a lot of money and time goes into these training camps. How did you sort of find that
Yeah,
initially?
yeah, you like that about the spends that go into training camps, especially training out here in Dubai. So yeah, it was a bit of a blow. But my team, I've got a great team around me who just recovered it right away and gave me the next, well, even better. Maybe not financially, but even better to say that it'd be a homecoming in Dublin for me. I lived in Dublin for a few years, so yeah, very happy to be. It was the best news I could have got. So like it was down for a week, but I did know just trusting the Lord and see what he's got planned. He's always got something better planned. And you know what? When I went to camp, I was interim champion, and I went home Christmas as world champion. So it went all bad.
No, for sure. I mean, how quick was that turnaround, like with the Cacace fight getting made?
It's been a bit of a whirlwind. It felt like a long time. It did feel like a long time, but it weren't long. Must have been 2 weeks, I think. So, yeah, it must have been around 2 weeks, maybe even less. They must have been on it right away. So yeah, great work by the team. I'm very thank you and grateful because I couldn't have done it. I managed a few fighters myself. Yeah, it's only to try and gather around opportunities for them, but nothing on that scale. And you see, like boxers do a good job fighting, but it takes a lot of people to put these big fights together.
No, for sure. And you obviously mentioned the connection that you've got with Ireland, having lived there yourself. How special is that going to make the occasion fighting in Dublin?
Brilliant. I love that place. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great that it's so close that everyone from home can come and people from Ireland, all my friends in Ireland, they can come down as well. So yeah, it's amazing really. I'm seeing the teammates who I had whilst I was in Ireland, who were good fond of spending every day together. A few of them was in is on the show too. So yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing.
So you expecting it to be a fairly even split in terms of the fans that'll be, there for the fight?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, I am actually. Yeah, if not in my if not in my favour. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, it'll be a good fight regardless. But yeah, obviously, you're fighting Kakakshe, who, former world champion, been out the ring for a little bit, but we know sort of what he brings to the table. He's relentless. He's got a great gas tank. Are you expecting this to be quite a physical fight where you might have to, trade in the pocket with him quite a bit, given, both of your styles?
But I believe it's going to be a fight of different tactics because if it's going well for me, then he's good enough to change. And if it's going well for him, I'm good enough to change. So it's going to be a fight of many different tactics. Um, so, I just prepare for the best dance of Kakati. I know he has had a bit of time out, but I believe he's had a good rest, solid rest after such a great few years. So it's like, it's not even going to do the world of harm having that rest. So I know I'm going in there with probably the best dancer with Cathy that he's ever been, the best form that he's ever been in. So I'm in the best form that I've ever been in. So it's going to make for a great fight.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned as well that you've been training out in Dubai, and we've obviously seen sort of two of your best performances really in your last two fights. How much has that sort of change in training kind of contributed to that, do you think?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you everything around Albert's training methods. Albert could tell you more than me, but Albert's been a great addition to my career, and I'm very, very grateful and blessed to have, have met Albert at this stage in my career because I think he's still willing to learn and implement new things and try new things. You can learn at any age. I think it's an old wives' tale to admit that you can teach old dogs new tricks. But yeah, Albert's really, really changed me evidently, as you can see by my last two, which would have been three performances.
Mm. Well, I was going to say, like, given how your last two fights went and the momentum that you've got now in your career, like, would you say this is the most confident that you felt going into a fight?
Yeah, but I try not let confidence be a factor in the fight. You know what I mean, I try and let I've learned many lessons over the years as a fighter fighting for world titles. Some fights I've been super confident and lost. And you realise it wasn't a matter of how confident you were, it was a matter of how much training you've done, how you got the tactics right, and how you implemented them tactics on the night. And it's important that I do all my training. I get the physical stuff done and just tick every single box and make sure I peak at the right time and make the weight well. And I think it's confidence. Confidence comes and goes, doesn't it? You know what I mean? What
Mm,
happens if I get a bit of an iron tomorrow in sparring session? I'm going to let confidence be the deciding factor on whether my camp goes good or bad. So we're just trying to let confidence be and something I don't really focus on, you know.
yeah, no, it's interesting. Well, obviously, with the amount of experience that you've been in the game a long time. Like with how kind of lonely it is in training at times. Obviously, we hear that in boxing, like boxing's a lonely sport. Like how have you sort of dealt with that over the years in terms of, you know, having like enough psychological strength, ahead of these fights?
It's a good question. That a very good question, Oscar. Because how do you answer that without sounding like what was me? You know what I mean? You're right. You're very right, Oscar. You box.
Well, a little bit, but nothing at, any high level.
That sounds like a question that a fighter would ask because yeah, it's a good question. It's tough, Oscar. You know how tough it is than if you've had to go. So it's yeah, it can be hard, but I think that the main key for me is having a team who cares for you unconditionally, whether you win, whether you lose, and that's very important in life. A team who support you, and also a team that when you win, it benefits them too. You know what I mean? Because you've got that reassurance that we're all trying to win together. You know what I mean? It's important for us all to pull the same way. So yeah, Oscar, it is tough, but it's become my life. I've done it for so many years. It was all I wanted to do in life, be world champion. I've dedicated my whole life to it. So it's just the way I am, and it benefits me more than anyone at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not me missing out because I'm not going to have fun with other people. My fun is on the night fighting, so that's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say again, like in boxing, you have to be selfish. I think we hear that quite a lot as well. Like,
Yeah.
how have you sort of found that over the years as well?
Selfish, you know what? I'm a very, very selfish man. Okay, I am. When it comes to time, I can't share my time with anyone. It's mine, and training comes first. We were having this conversation with Alan Stubbs, went to Everton a few weeks ago with the belt, and went on Everton TV before it with Alan Stubbs, and we were comparing, and he's saying how selfish it is, and he doesn't know someone can dedicate their lives to boxing like that and be so selfish. And I was saying, I don't know how you can be so selfless and carry a team player because we are very, very selfish. You know what I mean? How could you be a defender and the man your left back right next to you there, he's not giving us all, and you're carrying him? It takes pure selflessness, doesn't it? And that to me would be very hard. So I think we're just built this way, boxers. I really believe that we are. And if you're not, you better get that way or scrap it because there's someone out there who's going to be giving everything, being selfless, giving us time with his kids, giving us all life, putting his life on the back burner to beat you, to steamroll you. And that's just the way it is in boxing. So I think you better get with it if you're not.
No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, just a few more from me. Obviously, you're firmly focused on this Cacace fight, but I was wondering, like, is there any obligation for you to, defend your title afterwards against Tatsumi? Like, is that something that's might have to be rescheduled if you retain the belt?
No, not Sasumi. No, that was never. He was getting a shot at my title, and he must have got a bad injury, I suppose, because you would never turn down a world title fight, would you? I don't know. I'm not too sure. But no, we're not going to fight Sasumi. Maybe we might, but it'll be on different terms and conditions.
Mm. Obviously, you're not looking too far ahead, but you've obviously just signed with Queensbury, and I know that they're kind of talking about, Ryan Garner maybe fighting at St Mary's Football Stadium. Is that one that would possibly interest you at all?
I'd like to fight in Il Dickinson Stadium, Everton, but like
Yeah.
everything you talk about, you just pie in the sky in it. Let's just get to Anto Cacace and see that we come out of that fight safe, and we'll go from there. But who did you mention? Who was it?
Ryan Garner.
Ryan Garner. Yeah, Ryan Garner's been offered a fight twice in the last year. He said no twice. So now to the world title, who knows? So yeah, whatever the Lord wills for me, and then that'll be it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I'm looking forward to the fight, and yeah, I appreciate you giving me some of your time today, Jazza. So yeah,
Likewise.
best of luck, mate.
Likewise, my mate. Have a nice day.
Thanks a lot. See ya.